Hi students, welcome back to our English class. In the last class, we had discussed the lesson The Scholarship Jacket from the 4th unit Flights of Fancy. Let's see the summary of the story that we discussed in the previous class. The Scholarship Jacket is a story by Martha Salinas and is about a Mexican girl named Martha. It was a tradition in her school in Texas to present a scholarship jacket to the class valedictorian. Winning this scholarship jacket was the only target in Martha's mind. She was a lean girl and was incredibly smart and had maintained an A+ average during her 8 years of schooling. That year, all her hopes came to an end when she overheard a conversation between two teachers arguing whether the jacket should be given to Joan since her father was a member of the board and owned the only shop in town, or Martha, who had the right to the title. The next day, the principal called her in, telling her that the scholarship jacket cost $15 and she had to pay for it. We discussed up till this. Let's see the rest of the story. Now she was in the principal's office. The principal was uncomfortable and unhappy, but Martha looked straight into his eyes. He then hesitatingly told Martha that there had been a change in policy that year regarding the scholarship jacket. He said that the board had decided to change $15, which still wouldn't cover the complete cost of the jacket that year. Martha listened to him in utter dismay. He then explained that if she was unable to pay $15, the jacket would be given to the next one in line. Martha knew it would undoubtedly be Joan. Martha collected all her courage and told the principal that she would speak to her grandfather about the matter and let her know. Tears rolled down Martha's cheeks, and as she got home, her eyes were red and puffy. Then she asked Grandma where her grandpa was. Looking down at the floor so she wouldn't ask her why she had been crying. She was sewing on a quilt as usual and didn't look up. Grandma replied that he was out back working in the bean field. She went outside and looked out at the fields. There he was. She could see him walking between the rows, his body bent over the little plant's hoe in the hand. She walked slowly out to him, trying to think how she could best ask him for the money. She wanted that jacket so much. It was more than just being a valedictorian and giving a little thank you speech for the jacket on graduation night. It represented 8 years of hard work and expectations. She knew she had to be honest with Grandpa. It was her only chance. He saw her shadow and looked up. He waited for her to speak. She cleared her thought nervously and clasped her hands behind her back so he wouldn't see them shaking. She told her grandfather about the sudden turn of events. She told her grandfather that it would cost $15 to possess the scholarship jacket and that she had to give the money the next day itself. The grandfather listened carefully and went quiet and asked Martha what actually a scholarship jacket was. The answer to her grandpa's question made her realize the insignificance of her demand for $15. The scholarship jacket was earned by obtaining the highest grade for 8 years. The grandfather with his question made Martha realize that it was not a matter of money. He then gets back to work. As Martha prepares to leave, he asks her to let the principal know that he was not going to pay $15. We'll discuss the rest of the story in the next class. Let's see the glossary. Dismay means distress caused by trouble or something unexpected. Muster means to collect. Puffy means looking larger, rounder, etc. than usual. Hoe is a garden tool. Mesquite, a North American tree. Clod means a lump of earth or clay. This is clasped hands. Now it's time for reading. I stared at him in shock, and a small sound of dismay escaped my throat. I hadn't expected this. He still avoided looking in my eyes. So, if you are unable to pay the $15 for the jacket, it will be given to the next one in line. I didn't need to ask who that was. Standing with all the dignity I could muster, I said, I'll speak to my grandfather about it, sir, and let you know tomorrow. I cried on the walk home from the bus stop. The dirt road was a quarter mile from the highway. So, by the time I got home, my eyes were red and puffy. Where's Grandpa? I asked Grandma, looking down at the floor so she wouldn't ask me why I hadn't been crying. She was swaying on a quilt as usual and didn't look up. I think he's out back working in the bean field. I went outside and looked out at the fields. There he was. I could see him walking between the rows, his body bent over the little plants. Hoe in hand, I walked slowly out to him, trying to think how I could best ask him for the money. There was a cool breeze blowing and a sweet smell of mesquite fruit in the air. But I didn't appreciate it. I kicked at a dirt cloud. I wanted that jacket so much. It was more than just being a valedictorian and giving a little thank you speech for the jacket on graduation night. It represented 8 years of hard work and expectation. I knew I had to be honest with Grandpa. It was my only chance. He saw my shadow and looked up. He waited for me to speak. I cleared my throat nervously and clasped my hands behind my back so he wouldn't see them shaking. Grandpa, I have a big favor to ask you, I said in Spanish, the only language he knew. He still waited silently. I tried again. Grandpa, this year the principal said the scholarship jacket is not going to be free. It's going to cost $15 and I have to take the money in tomorrow. Otherwise, it will be given to someone else. The last words came out in an eager rush. Grandpa straightened up tiredly and leaned his chin on the hoe handle. He looked out over the field that was filled with the tiny green bean plants. I waited desperately, hoping he would say I could have the money. He turned to me and asked quietly, "What does a scholarship jacket mean?" I answered quickly, "Maybe there was a chance. It means you have earned it by having the highest grades for 8 years, and that's why they are giving it to you." Too late, I realized the significance of my words. Grandpa knew that I understood it was not a matter of money. It wasn't that. He went back to hoeing the weeds that sprang up between the delicate little bean plants. It was a time-consuming job. Sometimes the small shoots were right next to each other. Finally, he spoke again as I turned to leave, crying. "Then if you pay for it, Martha, it is not a scholarship jacket, is it? Tell your principal I will not pay the $15. So students, that's all for today. Read the textbook well. If you have any doubts, ask me. Thank you.